Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching us from in the world. This is the Global Student TV channel, and we are so happy and privileged that you've joined us for this very session on the ultimate grad school roadmap. Yay! I'm super excited, and hey, hang in there. At the end of this video, there is a file that you download, and this file is a checklist, okay? And it has everything. It's a printable checklist. It has everything. As and when you go through the process, you keep checking and ticking them off your list so that it helps you organize the application process. So are you ready to delve in? We are going to look at the step-by-step checklist for applying to schools in the UK, in the US, in Canada, and even China. If you are new here, we want you to do three things for us. First and foremost, if you've not subscribed, I'm giving you this 30 seconds window. Please subscribe. Hit the subscribe button so that you wouldn't miss our videos, okay? Next thing is to like our videos. The more you like it, the more the algorithm is going to show to your friends that we are doing a great job here. And apart from the algorithm doing its work, you share our videos. That's how you can support the Global Student TV channel. So do share our videos. Please don't be selfish about it. You're going to find value here, and I hope that you equally share it with others so they can find value too. It takes a village to make one a successful person. So I'm rooting for you, and I know you're going to help me to grow this channel. The objective is to get into the thousands, into the 2000s. Why? Because we want to reach everyone in the world, and I would need your help to do that. So thank you for subscribing, thank you for liking, and thank you for sharing this video. Let's delve right into it, into the step-by-step checklist for applying to schools in the UK, in the US, China, and Canada. Are you ready? Let's go. First on the list is what I call the strategic selection. The strategic selection, and this can happen anytime from now. Whether you're a freshman in your first year, whether you're a sophomore, whether you're in your junior year or your third year, or whether you're graduating, or even if you've graduated and you are in the loop, you don't know what you're doing, but you are thinking about study abroad. Please start thinking strategically about the selection. And the selection, they come in various folds. First and foremost, which country? Which country are you interested in? Okay, why? Because you have a program of study you have in mind, and some countries are fortresses when it comes to this program of study that you are envisaging. Some countries are fortresses. Okay, that means that they have the infrastructure, that means they have the faculty to help you. So it's very important that strategically you choose the very country. Is it US? Is it UK? Is it UK, US, Canada? Is it China? It's very important that you strategically select the country. Now, even the country you select, is very important that you select the various cities that you are interested in. In UK, you say counties. In the US, you say states. So in the UK, are you interested in going to Nottingham? Okay, is it Lincolnshire? Is it Yorkshire? Is it London? Okay, bearing in mind that if it's London, that means that expenses are going to be higher than the rest. Yorkshire, the north, similar thing. Okay, so some cities are more expensive than others. So selecting even the countries is not enough. You go deeper. Is the weather good? Is the weather good? Okay, if it's the US, which state are you interested in? Florida, Ohio, Iowa, Texas? Which state are you interested in? You are looking at where cost of living it's a bit on the low and where the weather is favorable. For US, I can speak on that. Texas a bit favorable. Okay, Arizona, yes, a bit favorable. Florida, super chill if you are from the tropic area. Okay, tropic area like Africa, super cool. But then strategically select the country that you are interested in, and even the states that you're interested in, because these counties and states equally have good schools in them. Now, that's a bit of a background. So I have the 2-2-1 strategic selection, and I call it the three-tier rule. Okay, the three-tier rule has to do with schools that usually give full ride scholarships, full funding. Okay, select two schools that you are cocksure. Once again, if you are applying to multiple countries, then you know that's going to be work. But I usually advise against that. I usually like to go depth versus breadth. Okay, that it's better to produce quality application materials with specific mindset and focus on a particular country, or maybe two, at most three countries, okay, than to do about seven countries, including all of Europe, Erasmus Mundus. You are here, you are doing the DAD scholarships, you're doing the Commonwealth, you're doing the Chinese scholarships, and that's you throwing your net wider. That is good, that is encouraged, but then that means that it's going to take a lot of your time. Do you have that time? If you have it, I'll tell you to toe that path. If you don't, I'll tell you to focus more, lock in, zoom in, okay, on one or two countries and provide quality application material so that you can enter your dream schools. Okay, so 221, two full funding. You know that these schools, they have some trademarks, they have some past records of sponsoring students on a full ride scholarship. So you want to do that. Maybe you're looking at prestige two. Well, that could be a bit or a part of it. So two, full funding. Then two, mid-range. What do I mean by mid-range? By admission, these schools have they have higher admission rates, and their funding, even if they meet you halfway, you can afford the remaining half. And some of the schools are like that. Some of the colleges here are equally like that, that they can meet you halfway, and the remaining half of the money is something that you can dip your hands into your pocket, honestly, to pay. Stick and stay with this very channel. Main reason why I told you to subscribe, because I've interviewed a couple of folks and shared some of these schools that you can actually dip your hands into your pocket and do some funding by your own self. Okay, so the next one is what I call safety. Here, even if we don't give you funding, you can actually fund yourself and go. That's if you're still thinking abroad study, or you know that because education is an investment, you are willing to make some investment into your life too. So that's actually one path that you can actually take. Okay, good. So 221, I did 442. Okay, I did 442. I did four schools. I just selected one country, and that was the US, and I did 442. So I did four schools that full ride. Okay, four schools that it's mid-range. I can get in and I can do some payments here and there, and two safety schools. That's what I did, and I got into all 10 of them, and I finally settled on one. Okay, so good. It's, you can go to two schools, three schools, four schools. You have to settle on one. So it's very important that you lock in and you are fully focused. Okay, so use the three-tier rule. Okay, the main thing is that full funding, mid-range, and safety. If all things, if the two full funding doesn't go well and two mid-range equally faces some complications, that's one safety I know I'm going to get in no matter what. Why? Because their admission rate is high. They like 100% admission rate, because they have a track record of doing that. Okay, good. So the next strategic selection that I would want to discuss, the next component under that, is visa success check. Visa success check. What do I mean by that? Hey, research some approval rate of these schools. Okay, it might be difficult to gather data, but one thing that I can tell you cocksure is that if you research, if you do some LinkedIn alumni search, you get to know people who even attended the institution you are attending currently, or the high school you attended, and some of the schools they've been able to land either in the US, UK, China, or Canada. Okay, and you're going to find out if these schools are still open to bringing these people in. And yes, of course, because they have a track record, and it is possible that these people who are in these very schools that you are interested in, it is possible that they've equally worked hard and then they have made a name for themselves in these very schools. So I mean, the feelings are already good at the end of the schools. Okay, the feelings are already good, and the faculty there, they even need students with that particular mindset and everything. So the grounds, have been made fertile for you already. Next thing is to know that because they're already there and there are a majority of them, it means that when you take those sort of names of institutions to the visa interview, it's likely that you're going to get an approval. So yes, whether you like it or not, some schools, the name, they carry much weight. They are weightier as compared to others. So it's very, very important that you research the approval rates of schools before you do the application process and all of these things. And I've showed you the how. Next thing is to look at where students are. It ties into my very first point. Okay, the LinkedIn search. Like I said at the beginning of this video, At the tail end, I provide an ultimate checklist. Okay, it's a link, downloadable link. You just click it, you download it. You're going to see the ultimate checklist, and you're going to check off the things. And then I show you a very brilliant way of how you can connect with people to know more about what you are seeking. Okay, availability of funding. This is a biggie. This is a biggie. Availability of funding. The school you are interested in, do they have funds available? What are some ways that we can know that these schools have funds available? One, their website. Their website will say that, oh, we give scholarships. So that's a sure banker way of knowing. Another way of knowing is to write to the graduate program directors that, oh, I'm an international student, or I'm schooling in this very institution, and I want to know if there are scholarships available for this and this. I know I don't qualify for financial aid because I'm not a citizen. So which scholarships are available for me? That's one way. Another brilliant way is that now I see it more forthcoming. Professors go on social media, either how do you call it, X, which is formerly Twitter, okay, X or LinkedIn, and they say that, hey, I'm recruiting students in my lab. So if you are interested in doing research in this particular area, be it construction management, be it architecture, be it in the lab, biology, biomedical science, apply and let's look at it. So that's a sure banker way of knowing. This time you're even writing directly to the professor who has some grant. I came across one where a professor in higher education said that, oh, they received some money, some grant to work with prisoners. Okay, so if you are interested in working with prisoners in higher education setting, write to him or her so that you'll be able to interview and see where that can go. So these are ways through which you can actually land some scholarships and know if professors have funding for the program that you're interested in, because funding is a biggie. It's a biggie. Okay, good. Next thing is to look at China. Okay, and this is specific to China. Okay, the China Scholarship Council, CSC, brilliant stuff. Okay, I realized that for CSC, they cater for your tuition, they cater for your stipends so that you can live on some money, and they even go all the way to pay your rent. Okay, brilliant. And their website is full of all of these scholarship opportunities. So don't sleep on that. Okay, I would encourage you to look on that website and see where your study abroad dream can land you. Next is accreditation. It's very important in this day and age of people creating websites by just a click, AI doing almost everything. It's very important that you are careful, okay, which websites that you are clicking. I would encourage you, look for website with the .edu extension. Okay, so fiu.edu, okay, niu.edu, that's not education. So these are educational organizations. So it's very important that you are very alert, okay, so you don't go pay some initial payment somewhere and 2 days later I realize that the website does not even exist anymore and that you've been fleeced. You don't want to do that. Okay, you don't want to do that. It would really I mean, it will be a painful experience if I hear that something like that happens to you. So please and please, schools, let me speak for US. Schools in the US are accredited by the state in which they are in. So some receive state accreditation, which is usually the higher level of accreditation, and some equally receive national accreditation, which usually people can get. Okay, so there is a form of accreditation. It's very important. If the school is accredited, once again, it heightens your chances of visa approval because they can see from their end which schools are legit, okay, which schools are not legit. So it's very important. Please, strategic selection, very important. Don't forget the 3-tier rule. Don't forget the visa success rate. Check it. Don't forget that China has all of these goodies for you, and don't forget that schools have accreditations and you need to be accredited, and that gives you some credit worthiness when you go to the visa interview. Next thing we want to look at after viability and everything is to delve into the documentation phase. Okay, documentation phase. And this is more about some key documents that you will need, and you need to really start early in the process. Okay, the documentation phase, I put a timeline to it, 9 to 12 months out. Why? Because there are some elements in there for which this is usually out of your scope. Okay, you're not the one really handling it. When we delve into it, you understand. Number one, transcript evaluation. It is not within your scope. It is within an agency. Okay, that is gonna evaluate that transcript for you. What is transcript evaluation, or what are academic records evaluation, or what are professional evaluations? Now, because of internationalization practices. What I mean by internationalization practices is that because of the way schools across the globe are opening their doors for students across the globe to come and study in their schools, there's a need for the host institution or the school that you are interested in to know what you studied, how you studied it, and to what comparability are your grades to their very system, pretty much to compare international standards. Okay, so if you are from Africa, if you are from Ghana, okay, there are agencies available that are able to evaluate all records, okay, your academic records or your professional records, so that they bring it into the system, into the either the Chinese system, into the UK system, Canadian system, or the US system for it to make sense. So it's very, very important. And some agencies are WES, okay, they work for the US. So the West Evaluation, IEE, that's what I use, International Education Evaluation, and Spantran. All of these work for US and even Canada. Then we have the ENIC, formerly NARIC, NARIC. Okay, I think now it's ECCTIS. Okay, these ones are equally super interested in transcript evaluation. Some do's and don'ts. These agencies that I've mentioned, WES, IE, Spantran, ENIC, these agencies that I have mentioned, they love it, okay, and it's standard practice that you don't send them your transcript directly. No, they don't love that. Okay, they love it that your school, either your high school or where you did your bachelor's, your college or university, will send your transcript documents directly to them. Okay, then they know that it is coming from a very genuine source. Okay, then they can work on it. You pay a fee, they work on it. They can give you a copy if you want, but at the end of the day, schools that you are equally interested in would say that we want these organizations to send your transcript, to us. Don't send it directly to us. We want them to send it to us, and you pay some fee, to some courier service fee, so that so after translating those documents into the international standard, then they equally send it to the school that they are interested in. I did one. And one thing that I would want to say and caution is that, see, right from the beginning, it's very important that if you have your transcripts available, you let your school send it to these agencies to do the evaluation and have it down on record. It's very important to have something down that you might not need, than the need arises for it and you do not have it, and now you're just groping everywhere in the dark. You're just grappling everything, that you're just trying all other means to get it in good time. If you don't take care, you might not have the time to do it. So it's very, very important. Look at the wisdom that I just dished out. It's very important to have it and not need it, than to not have it and then you need it. You find yourself in some hot situation, and you want to avoid that. Okay, so it's very, very important that you evaluate your transcript and have it down. Education is an investment. Invest into that and have it there. Not all schools require you to do a transcript evaluation. So I'm not saying it's a hard and fast rule, but if you can get it done, get it done. This is just me and my personal opinion and my expert opinion. Okay, good. Aside transcript evaluation, which is not within your ambit, the other thing that is not within your ambit is another agency. So agencies have been set up, especially if English is not your first language. Okay, you need to write IELTS exam. Once again, I've interviewed some lovely people who are from Peru, Brazil, Ukraine. They'll be on this very channel. If you're not subscribed, please go and subscribe. I'm telling you, this is where you get all the gist in a very organized manner. This is where you get it, okay, in a very organized manner. So I would encourage you to subscribe and share our videos too. So either the IELTS or the test of English as a foreign language, TOEFL, or Duolingo. Duolingo is now in the mix, so it's equally a very viable option if English is not your first language. There are equally ways to go about this. If you studied in an English speaking country, okay, if your bachelor's was in English for 4 years, tuition was done in English, you did assignments and assessment in English, you have a strong case of writing to the graduate program director or the program director of the course that you're interested in to say that, hey, These are the evidences that I have, that I've schooled in an English speaking country. My documents are in English. I did assessment in English. I did research in English. I speak English. So, I mean, that's it. Some schools will say, okay, then you are exempted. Some schools will still insist that you write the IELTS or all of these other exams to prove your English proficiency. Some schools are equally open to the fact that if your school is able to provide a letter to say that, hey, this person schooled in this very institution, they are well versed in the Queen's language and all of that. Some schools are open to accepting it. Okay, so that is that. So in the day and age where China is even open, so even some of the courses that, so maybe you're interested in China, I'm here to tell you that some of the courses that they equally mount and hold and read and take are in English. So don't let it deter you from applying to China. So please start early. Early is enough. Okay. Then some schools and some programs, especially those in the business, finance field, those in the science field, okay, some courses require, okay, and some schools say it's non-negotiable that you write a GRE. If you're interested in some PhD applications too, whether in the humanities or any other field, they tell you that you need to have your GRE on record, the graduate record examination on record. I just rhymed. Okay, or the GMAT. So what you have to do is to verify if your target program requires these, and I say 2026 because that's when this video is being done, and even beyond. Okay, so check if they require this, and if they require it, you want to start learning, you want to start registering for it so that you can write and pass and pass well. I'm rooting for you. Okay, good. If your target program doesn't need this, hooray, just go for it. Next, documentation. So once again, these are things that are outside of your domain and are based on agencies or individuals. And by individuals, one, reference letters, your professors. Okay, those who have taught you before, you need reference letters. Sometimes they ask for three, some schools ask for two. Okay, but majority that I've seen so far, they ask for two or three. Okay, three tops the list. So for three, you usually want to go with two professors who are academically inclined. That means they've taught you before, and maybe one professional reference letter where you did an internship, where maybe a network you built, okay, through someone, and you're able to have a stint there to work a little, or maybe you worked like maybe for 4 months, 5 months, or a year, or 2 years, or three in a place. You can reach out to these people so that they write reference letters for you as much as possible. Avoid generic letters. Okay, you're not writing the letters, so you have to put in a very humble but firm way that you don't want generic letters. You want letters that really speak to your ability. Once again, at the end of this video, I have that ultimate checklist guide for you, and I've included a template, okay, that you can send to your professor. Okay, a template of an email that you can send to your professor so that they would write that reference letter for you, the recommendation letter. I promise you, when they see that email of yours, sorry, they ain't gonna turn you down. They ain't gonna turn you down because it is perfectly written. So stick and stay, and at the end of the video, just download it. Okay, good. So academic or professional, those who can write strong letters for you, it's very important. They play a magnificent role in your application process. Yes, I wouldn't lie to you. Okay, good. Now, how do we position ourselves? Is very, very important. Please, if you've not watched how to position yourself, go and watch it. That was the very first video on this channel. It talks about positioning yourself to land admissions in top schools. Okay, I interviewed a professor who has been on admission committees for a long time. Okay, and there's a professor from even an Ivy League school currently teaching in my school and very interested in internationalization practices, study abroad, and all of that, branch campuses. So all the tea is there, all the creme de la creme of info is there. Okay, good. Now let's look at positioning your narrative. Now this is narrative, and we are doing the 6 to 9 months out. Okay, so if you're looking at fall, August, September, then January, now you're starting, like for real, you're starting. You're looking at viability, you're looking at documentation, you're looking at positioning. Very, very important. Okay, good. So the return intent SOP, what do I mean by that? Now, some of the materials that you need, key of them is what we call the statement of purpose. others call it purpose statement, others equally call it letter of intent. Okay, now it's very important that you prepare this document far advance, and these are genuine stories about you. The admissions committee want to know who you are, your story, okay, and is what makes you very unique. Okay, I'm following a piece. That's the time this video is being made. I'm following a piece where some people have gone back to their roots to look for some interesting things about their roots, okay, where they came from and all of that. And they went to a particular place, and people thought that it was just about them. But these people who are from international regions, what they said in one of the videos I chanced on was that they are in that particular country to look for pure, unadulterated narratives, genuine stories. They are not there to collaborate with people who are already known or anything. They are there simply to look for pure narratives, look at people and what they do in their everyday lives. Hey, this is a big hack. Okay, that is what admissions committee really want to say. So don't sweat about it. Don't sweat about most of the SOPs that I have written for myself. I made my partner read it, and my partner will be like, "This is you." And I was like, "Yeah, this is me. That's my story. You either buy it or you don't buy it. This is me." Okay, no lofty ideas, no lying, no, just genuine me, genuine statements of purpose. This is my academic trajectory. This is what I have learned. These are some of the things that have influenced my being. These are some of the things that I have come to know, and I just simply want to know more by doing a further study in that. It's literally like that. Okay, but I would urge you, you can go online, you can see templates, you can ask people how they wrote theirs and everything, but don't take those of people and take it like hook, line, and sinker, and you are just, no, you are endangering people. This is your own narrative. Own it. Let it be authentic. Okay, let it be authentic. That is what they are looking for. And one of the major things in there is the return intent. One thing I keep saying is that if you write your SOP well, your statement of purpose pretty well, it carries you all the way to admission, and it carries you all the way to the visa interview, because these are some of the things you'll be asked. Where are you going? Okay, so what are your plans after school? Return intent SOP. What are your plans after school? It's in there. It should be in your SOP. So please make sure that your SOP is clearly delineating all of these things. Please and please and please and please show how you plan to come back. Remember that if you are traveling from your home country to another country, then you are a non-immigrant and you're going for non-immigrant purposes. Okay, so there's the, what's the word, there is the idea that you come into school and you are going back, and that is true idea. So it's very, very important that you show it in all of your processes, in all of your narratives and everything. You show it. It's really going to help you. So position your narrative well. If you write, once again, you write your SOP well and it has a return intent, when you go to the visa interview with a lot of boldness, you're going to pass with ease. Okay, you're going to get that approval. Next thing is to seek for fee waivers. Okay, what are fee waivers? Every admission criteria and all of that requires that you pay some application fees. Okay, it could be $50 if you're in the States. I did some UK applications, I didn't pay anything. So for some schools, it's open, it's just a free range. For others, you have to pay something, $50, 35. Okay, and like I said, for others too, it's free. For others too, you can request a waiver. Okay, you can tell them that, hey, there are some financial restrictions with respect to paying your the application fee. So this is your resume. You're a good student. You can prove it, but this application fee will be a barrier to you, and you will not be able to, apply to the school. So if they can waive it for you, some are charitable enough to waive it. Others will still say that no, you need to pay. Know that schools usually do this so that they can limit the applicants pool, because if it's free, that means everyone is applying, and if everyone is applying, that means it's going to be super competitive. And if it's super competitive too, that means chances are slimmer. Remember, viability. Okay, good. So you can email the graduate admissions office specifically to ask them if they have some fee waivers for international students. You might get lucky or not. Once again, education is an investment. When it's time to invest, do it. So for the 10 schools that I applied, I paid application fees, I think, for about five of them. Okay, once again, I had waited 2 years. I had a 2 years gap. I was teaching, okay, teaching K-12 institutions. So that 2 years gap, I was using to prepare adequately. That's how I was able to do those 10 schools, okay, because it takes quite an amount of time to do that. And for that, I wasn't able to fulfill about two of them their interviews because some schools clash with others. Now I had to prioritize and all of that. It's quite a hectic journey. So when you organize and plan yourself well, it really inures to your benefit. The next thing I want to talk about under positioning your narrative is proof of funds. Okay, proof of funds. Now, this is very important. Education is an investment. How much have you saved towards your own education? Who is willing to sponsor you without strings attached because they are invested in your education? Who are those people? Mom, dad, uncle? Once again, be on this very channel because you're going to hear some student stories, okay, of how they were sponsored. So it's a family we are building. It's a family we are building. I would encourage you to bring more people in to join this very family. So proof of funds, start gathering bank statements, okay, your own bank statement. It could be that of mommy, daddy, or an uncle, or someone willing to sponsor you. Start gathering bank statements and sponsorship letters now, 6 to 9 months out. Okay, start gathering them, start speaking with people, who can help you. Because even if schools give you full ride scholarship, like they're paying for your tuition, they're giving you stipend and everything, when you come to a new land, you need to have some money on you. We call that living expenses. Okay, the school is not catering for that. Okay, like the Chinese scholarship will pay your rent and everything, and I know some scholarships like the Erasmus Mundus, they would, when you pay your own rent, they would actually reimburse you with some percentage of the money, if not full. Okay, they will reimburse you. For some of the US institutions, you are doing your own rent, you are paying your own rent, so you need some money on you because once you come in, it's not, it will take some time before you get a social security, a tax ID number in other institutions or other countries. It will take some time before you get a bank account and all of that. So within those times, what are you doing? You need some money on you. Okay, so there'll be some deficits on your I-20 that you look at it very soon. Some deficits on your I-20 or maybe your cars or all of these documents that shows your viability and your eligibility. So you need to have some money there. So it's an investment. The study abroad journey, I agree with you, is an investment. So start speaking, start gathering now. Next thing we want to look at is the final sprint. Okay, it doesn't mean the final slide, it means the final sprint. Okay, and this is 3 to 6 months out, and you can see I'm rooting for you. You see the aircraft in the clouds there. That will be your story pretty soon. I'm reading for you. So the first thing, good, the cards, the CES, okay, or the I-20 or the LOA. These are documents that you need to secure from your schools. Okay, these are documents that even rank higher, if I'm not exaggerating, than your passport. Okay, because they give you that sort of viability, they give you that sort of grounding, okay, in the country that you are interested in. If it's the US, your I-20, your passport can expire, but once your I-20 is still current, you are an eligible student. Okay, CAS, similar thing. Okay, so secure your official immigration documents from the university. These are some of the final sprint because you need that for the interview, and that brings us number two. And the final sprint, do mock interviews. It's very important that you submit yourself to do mock interviews. Where are you going to find some of them? There are WhatsApp groups, okay, where you can join, and they have some mock interview sessions. You can hear from the success stories of people or the failure stories. I mean, they teach you something. Nevertheless, all the same, they teach you something. So you can hear these stories so that you can craft your own narrative too. Is once again very important to be authentic in your approach. Very important. Okay, you can find them on Telegram too. It is visa mock interviews. Once again, this channel, okay, we're gonna have some dedicated time to do all of the mock interviews so that you know how to answer certain questions and all of that. So practice explaining your study plan, very important. And you are clearly doing this to avoid non-immigrant intent rejections. Usually these are some of the reasons that visa officers give you, like, oh, this person has immigration intent, like when they go to that country, they wouldn't gonna come back, so we wouldn't grant you the visa. So you need to craft your narrative so well so that, I mean, your study plan is super clear. Once again, return intent SOP. You remember? Good. Yeah, I mean, no one is going to ask you for your SOP at the embassy, but I mean, you carry it along. But then you carry it along here, because when the question is asked, you need to say it orally. Okay, why you believe that this is the best program for you, why this destination is the best for you, and your plans after studies. Very, very important. Next thing under the final point is health checks. Okay, when I went to the UK, they needed that TB certificate. Okay, so it's very important, 3 to 6 months out. Why? Because for some of the health checks and some of the shots you need to take, maybe flu shots or anything, you take the first shot and the next shot, maybe 2 months or 3 months interval, you take another shot. So it's very important that you do it in good time. Okay, so either TB test or flu shot or other required vaccinations, make sure that you're asking your program director what vaccinations you need. The schools will tell you via email too. So very, very important that you stay with doing consistent follow-up and checking your mail. Very, very important. Okay, good. Some helpful tips, I call them pro tips for success. Everything that I have said, if you're going to pin me to the wall and say, Michael, what are some non-negotiables? These are some non-negotiables. Number one, LinkedIn alumni search. Okay, I alluded to this earlier. Now, whatever program that you want to study, whatever destination that you are thinking of, you aren't the first person going to do it. There are others who have done so. Believe you me, even if they are not from your country, another country, and you can reach out to them via LinkedIn. Once again, that very checklists are provided at the end of this video. I've pinned it. That very checklist will actually give you a very brilliant way of how to approach that LinkedIn conversation. Okay, because you need to first send an invite, they accept it. Now what you say, don't go say hi and fold your arms, or hello and fold your arms, and you are waiting for them to equally say hi after 3 days. No. Okay, you say hi, that's greetings. Next thing is that you tell them that, oh, you've been following them, and that's when you read something about them on their page. You've been following them, they are doing amazing work. Praise them. Praise them. They are doing amazing work. Genuine praise. Okay, not a hypocritical one. Genuine praise. They've been doing an amazing work and you've been following. And next thing is the proposition or the request. Okay, so you are applying to their school and you realize that you're already there. It might be the same program or not. So you just came to inquire, okay, that you've read A, B, C, D, but E, F, G, H is not super clear. Can they help you with E, F, G, H? Okay, don't go into that conversation with a blank slate, hoping that someone will write everything for you, hoping that someone is going to fill you with everything. Most of these people are super, super busy. So make sure that you've done some research. Okay, like I said, oh, I've read A, B, C, D, which said that D, E, F, G, H, but I'm not so clear with I, J, K, L. Can you help me with that? Thank you very much. And I'll be waiting your response. No rush, no pressure. When you're able to respond to me, I'll be very, very happy. You ended there, okay? A day, you receive a response. Brilliant. 2 days, 3 days, you've not heard from them. After 3 days, a quick check-in. Hi, this is just a quick check-in to see whether you received my previous message. Just know that I value your input in what you say, and to rehash what I am requesting for. This is it in a nutshell. So 3 days later, you're going to get a response no matter what. Okay, so LinkedIn alumni search, super, super important. In the checklist too, I provide some helpful tips on how to build a LinkedIn account. If you don't have one, don't worry. From scratch, okay, I hold your hands to help you how to build LinkedIn from scratch. So like professional headshot, standardized profile, all of these things. Okay, good. The next thing I would want to highlight is the digital vote strategy. What is it? Votes. Don't think about just money. Okay, this is iCloud if you are using an iPhone, or Google Drive if you have an Android or you use a Gmail account, then you have a Google Drive. Please and please and please, I'm on my knees. I'm on my knees. Scan every important document, okay, and put them in the drive. You have one on your phone and you have one in the drive. If you can put some even through email where you send it to your own self, brilliant. Okay, brilliant, because they come in handy. I remember when I got to Manchester Airport and I was asked of my marriage certificate, and I had to show it, and I didn't have it readily in my drive, and I had to keep looking at my laptop, seeing if I printed it out. I mean, I was so agitated, I was so jittery, and but I mean, the person at the border calmed me down and went through it, and I found it somewhere. I had to call my partner and she sent it to me. I found it like WhatsApp, and then I showed it. But then if it was in my digital vault somewhere, I would have saved myself all of the stress and headache. You don't know when you need it. So when you scan them, scan your transcript, put them in the vault. Scan your degree certificate, put them in the vault. Scan your SOP, put them in the vault. Scan your CV or resume, put them in the vault. Put every important document in a digital vault. Okay. Next thing is priority deadline focus. Every admission cycle have their own priority deadline focus. What priority deadline focus seek to do is to see early applicants for the very program you are interested in, because funding is competitive. Funding is competitive. Because funding is competitive, they want to see those who apply early so they can give them the scholarships. That's those are eligible. So priority deadline is not, if I apply after the deadline, I'm not going to get admission. You can get admission, but you run the risk of not getting funding if priority deadline passes. Once again, that is why you need to start early in the process. You need to start way, way early in the process. So I'm here to encourage you, do not give up. Okay, make sure you're meeting priority deadline. Super, super. I remember one of the schools that I applied to, very good school. I had to really, really grapple and everything to meet that priority deadline because I was super, super interested in funding. Okay, so that's why it's there. So, what are these times usually? If you are looking at going to the fall semester, which I think the UK is autumn, yeah, the fall semester, which is let's say August, September, then usually August, September of the following year. So the year in question, so let's say 2026, then we are talking about somewhere December 15th. Okay, 2026 for the following year, 2027. So priority deadlines are around usually these times. Okay, so watch out for them, read about them, and make sure that you are up to beat with all of these deadlines. Okay, good. So next thing, consistent follow up. I cannot stress this more than enough. I interviewed one person who is an epitome of being consistent with regards to followers and updates. Okay, such that this person had to defer his program twice and they allowed him. Why? Because he was in constant communication with the school all through. It's a very brilliant hack that I would actually encourage you to have consistent follow-up. Consistent follow-up with respect to the LinkedIn alumni that you reached out to, or current student that you reached out to. Consistent follow-up with graduate program directors or admission committees. Consistent follow-up with the faculty who is interested in you. Consistent follow-up with your own emails. Consistent follow-up with your own self. Okay, when you have the checklist, you are doing a follow-up. Where am I in the journey? What should I do? What should I not do? All of these things super, super important. Next thing, and I have this in full, professional branding. Oh my goodness, I can't emphasize this more than enough. Okay, use one dedicated professional email address. First name, last name at the email.com. So mine will be myveltete@gmail.com. And I don't use it for any other thing except scholarship, school applications. That is what I use that email for. No personal stuff, just scholarship. So that I have one-stop shop for everything study abroad. One-stop shop. So anytime that I see a new message in there, I know that, hey, it's coming from a school and I need to pay attention to it. Okay. So please and please, an exclusive email purposefully for your study abroad process. I can't stress this more than enough. I can't stress this more than enough. Okay, good. And avoid very unprofessional emails like notorious randy112 at gmail.com or at yahoo.com or sexy buyaya. No, no, no. Please run away from that. Use your first name and your last name. Okay, to do that. Right, 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 right. We are rounding up. Conclusion and growth. Okay, conclusion. At the end of it all, hey, if you don't support me, how do I keep bringing you content like this? how do I keep bringing you content like this if you don't support me? So this is why I call for your support. Okay, you want to unlock your global journey, then the Global Student TV is your one-stop shop. This is a place that you ought to be. Okay, we discuss mastering study abroad, all the steps and everything. Like I've given you a good overview. It's almost 45 minutes now, 45 minutes overview of how the whole process looks like. Okay, I'm here to teach you how to secure scholarships. There's someone who has secured scholarships, who has secured grants, money. Okay, someone who has done conferences across the globe. Okay, that's why I blow my own trumpet. Someone who has built like some large global network, so I can show you the way. Okay, someone who, even when he was schooling locally, was thinking globally, so I can show you the way with regards to that. Okay, good. And I'll be interviewing people across the globe. Honestly, across the globe. Trust me, it's gonna be the first of its kind. You've not seen this anywhere before. Anywhere before. Live interviews. Okay, so I would urge you to subscribe now, and please share it to about 20 people. Let me see you do it. Okay, I see person A doing it. About 20 people. Just hit the share button, go to your WhatsApp, share it to that group. Share it to that group. Share it. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Okay, like it, share it, subscribe. Encourage others to subscribe too. Okay, let me know if you're able to bring 20 people. I promise you some one-on-one mentorship. Okay, if you're able to reach out to me and give me that number of people. My email is myvelt then 20 Myvel T. Myvel is Mivheal then T then 20. Okay, at gmail.com. That's my dedicated mail for all inquiries. Okay, and it's there in this very channel. If you see it, if you search it, you're gonna find it. Okay, send me a screenshot that I sent it to 10 groups. Okay, or I've had 20 subscribers, and who knows, you might be the lucky one to come within that very inner circle where I'm holding your hand and I'm not charging anything. I'm not in the business of charging. I'm in the business of giving you education on what to do, how to do it, and everything. Okay, freely did I receive, freely am I giving it up. So that is that, unless maybe this grows into a consultative business, but I don't see that for now. Okay, in the next 2 3 4 5 years, my idea is to grow this channel so much so that it's globally, it's everywhere, such that students can find expression on this very channel. They can tell their stories, such that everyone comes together. This is like a family page, like I said. Okay, so subscribe to this very channel, and I'm rooting for you, wishing you the very best. Now is your time to click on that link you see in the comment section and download the ultimate checklist guide. So this has been the Global Student TV channel, and thank you very much for sticking and staying with me. I'm rooting for you until another time. Watch out for those student success stories, those interviews. It's gonna really go into details. Okay, how they aced the visa interview, the documents that they needed. Watch out for those interviews. This is a Global Student TV, and I've been your host, Myville Tete. Bye bye.